Well, each Tuesday during the growing season, we bring you the weekly crop progress report with the statisticians from Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Indiana, the 5 top corn producing states in the nation, because it's of interest and importance to the marketplace. But that doesn't happen during the winter months, and I was thinking about what to do. Over the summertime, I read a really good book called Mastering the Grain Markets by Elaine Kub. Elaine is one of the Commodity Week guests we have talked to over the last year, and I wondered whether she might be interested in speaking with us once a week during some of the winter months about her book and some of the terminology that you may or may not understand that we discuss here on our program, The Closing Market Report. Elaine agreed, so I called her this morning and we started to talk about Mastering the Grain Markets, her book. I asked her first about her background.
Well, I grew up in South Dakota on a cattle farm and small grain farm, and I still rent land there, and I'm active with the livestock operation up there. And then I went to engineering school and business school, and then I ended up working through the hedge fund industry and then getting into the commodity markets because I really felt that that was a good, match of my love for agriculture and my love for mathematics and statistics. So I did that for a while. I was a grain merchandiser for a while to get a really good sense of the cash grain side of the business. And now I am an independent futures broker.
Why'd you decide to write a book? It's a huge undertaking.
Well, I felt like I had something that I wanted to say. I write a column for DTN, and so I enjoy writing. I knew that. And I knew that when I was starting out as a grain merchandiser, or when I was starting in this industry at all, there just really wasn't any book like this to give you just a background of what people mean when they say certain terms, or to tell you about basis trading without being really, really boring or turning it into a textbook. And I really enjoy a lot of the nonfiction, the popular science books that are coming out these days. So I really thought that this was a topic that could use that treatment that people would be happy to hear about or read about. So I thought I would give it a try because I did enjoy writing. And you're right, it was a huge undertaking. And it was hard to distill it down into just the topics that people really want to know about. So I was really glad when I got it done.
When you say treatment, what do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of stories in it. So it's, specific examples of people who are in the industry. So farmers, there's one character who's a farmer who goes throughout the book, and you get a sense for what his challenges are and what his worries are throughout a growing season. Or there are characters who are grain traders, so you get a sense of who the population is that is really out trading this grain in the countryside, or growing this grain, or using this grain, the end users. I tried to make it a little more personal, a little more interesting than just a dry textbook sort of approach.
Tell me about the farmer character.
Joe Smith is his name, and he is from Central Iowa, from a fictional town in Central Iowa. And I think that I tried to make him just representative of the farmers that I know, what their concerns are. They are concerned about growing this crop. They have a great deal of suspense and worry throughout any given summer. In this particular summer in the book, it's dry, and so he's worried about the hot nights and the dry weather, and so I think it's really timely that it worked out this way when I was writing it. And he's worried about paying his loans, and he's worried about making the right marketing decisions. So you really get a feel for all of the things, all the decisions that farmers have to make, that it's not just watching a futures chart and figuring that out. There's a lot of other decisions that go into the marketing picture.
Yeah, but through the book, you weave these characters in and out, and you give them, well, they have tasks. You don't give them tasks. I guess you do as the writer. You give them tasks that they must complete, and you sort of follow them and you follow the grain all at the same time.
Right, exactly. So if you were just going to write a book, and there certainly are books out there now for people who want to be investing in these markets, they can go find a book about technical analysis and how to read a chart and how to try and identify a trend and make money that way. But it's not that easy when you're actually doing it, when you're a character who has to be making these decisions that is your livelihood. So yeah, to show that interaction between the characters that are actually trading these markets and the markets themselves and how they're moving and how the volatility really affects someone's bottom line, I thought that was a challenge for this book, yes.
And there are some really bright shopkeepers, some really shrewd shopkeepers that you develop along the way too.
Yeah, I am so lucky, to have had experience in this industry and met these characters. All these characters, I know there's one that you like, Todd, Rosie, and she is based on a real person that I know who is trading grain. She's a grain merchandiser in a little elevator, and she knows these folks that have been doing this for decades and decades, and they know to their bones, what the markets are like, how to trade these spreads, how to trade the basis. And so when you have new people coming in, it's easier for the old hands to really get the subtleties in the markets than someone who's just learning.
Yeah, and sometimes in your book they take them to town.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, these are great experiences that everybody who's traded these markets know. Like, you can make these mistakes, and life goes on.
I took the book with me on my iPad on a family vacation this summer, and it was really enjoyable to read. We were in Costa Rica, and I understand that you were on the beach when you wrote the book.
I wrote part of the book in El Salvador. I had gotten a little bit stuck. You kind of think about, what does this book need to be? And it was starting to get a little textbooky, a little dry. And so I was a little bit stuck. And then I took my laptop with me on vacation to El Salvador and on the beach. And it really just started to go again. I understood the big global view of what people really need to understand about these markets.
How do people get hold of the book? I bought it on iTunes for my iPad. I think it is available as Kindle as well.
Yes.
Other ways? Where do you find it?
Yes. Well, everywhere that you should be able to find an ebook, you can certainly do it there. So through iTunes is one way. There's a site called Smashwords that has every format of ebook. That's an easy way to do it. But I know Barnes & Noble also offers it as an ebook, and of course Amazon does as a Kindle. And for the hard copy, the best way to get it is through Amazon. So Amazon.com, look for Mastering the Grain Markets, or just go directly to the book's website, which is www.masteringthegrainmarkets.com, and you can click right through Amazon through there.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Todd.
Elaine Kub, commodity futures broker and author of Mastering the Grain Markets. I'm University of Illinois Extension's Todd Gleason.